It's that?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's really steep initially, and you're pretty much riding right on the ridge. There's not like
I'm glad we threw it in without scoping it out. That's always a good call. All right, today's episode, it's a bit of a throwback from last year. This is some footage that I've been sitting on for a little while, wasn't able to get it out before. After UTMB, but before Mogollon Monster, got in a 40-mile training run on the new Mogollon Monster 100 course. So this last fall, we switched up the route and strung together a point-to-point route, which changes this event to become much more epic. In nature, it was already a tough, amazing, incredible event that traverses up and down the Mogollon Rim, which is this cliff face that spans for a couple hundred miles across Arizona. It's basically the edge of the Coconino Plateau. And so we got together, a small group of us, to scout out this trail in advance of the race. No one had ever really strung it all together, and it turned out to be quite the journey, quite the day, and I hope you guys all enjoy this. There will be some more videos coming out soon about all of my big runs last summer as part of the Slam of the Damned series, and it will all cap off with the Mogollon Monster race video, so stay tuned for that. Good morning. We are doing the first 39 miles of the new Mogollon Monster 100 course. We're here at the 260 trailhead. This is where the race is going to start this year. It's point to point. It's going to be exciting. We've got a nice crew, and I did not sleep last night. I was out at the Vertigo night race, so I don't feel too great. It's going to be a fun one. Here we are on the first climb, getting dropped. All right, top of the first climb here, military sinkhole trail. We're gonna get some nice views across the top of the rim here. Hitting the pavement, baby. All right, pretty incredible way to start this thing. You got a little bit of a climb, maybe 30-40 minutes, and then amazing views of the edge of the rim here. We're getting off this little asphalt path. This is the General Crook Trail. And most likely it's gonna be flooded up here. Tends to do that. Hopefully it'll dry out by race day, but be a little sloppy. All right, so here's a little taste of General Crook in this section. Just in and out of the water. Makes it kind of fun. Cut it. So a little tip when you're up here on General Crook, you want to watch out for these white chevrons in the trees. That way you'll know you're on track. And someone was nice enough to put a bunch of stones across a lot of the deeper water crossings, which is pretty cool. Not sure who did that, but thank you. Okay, a little update on the run. We're 2 hours and 14 minutes in at mile 11, down near the bottom of Sea Canyon. There's a creek up here, and we're gonna begin our next climb, which is a pretty long one, if I remember from the last time I was out here. Alrighty, so here is the junction, and I guess the aid station will probably be over there, so I'm probably gonna go tag that real quick. Okay, decided to run all the way down to the aid station. It's slightly further. All right, see what we got here. There's a bathroom and a nice staging area. Yeah, it's about 1/10 of a mile. There's a bathroom and like a nice little staging area.
Oh, sweet.
So
Very nice.
that'll probably be clutch.
Yeah.
Want to go on a hike?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hey, he said hi.
I know. As you break into a run.
Until now.
Okay, as you're coming up Sea Canyon, you'll come to this sign. It's a down tree. There are 2 ways to go. Make sure you go the way to the rim road. It says 2 miles this away. It's a great area. It's pretty wide open here. The canyon's really big in this end, and it will get more narrow as we go, but you can see some amazing big trees. A lot of lush ferns and grasses, so it feels kind of tropical and really lush, especially right now. We've gotten so much rain lately. Continuing my way up Sea Canyon here. I've been left in the dust by everyone else, but it is now getting steeper and rockier. And this is what it looks like. We've now been going for 3 hours exactly, and I'm 13.25 miles in. The steepest part of this one is ahead, and then we'll be done with 2 out of the 4 climbs of the day. And today's run is supposed to be around 39 miles in total. We're nearing the top. Look at this, how thick this is. It's like a jungle. Edge of the world. So cool.
Where are we at right now? Promontory. or purgatory, as we like to call it.
Straight down?
Yeah, straight down. This will be a good spot for
I haven't done
weed
this
whacker.
one. I haven't done this one before.
No? Yeah,
Whoa.
so it's right over here. It's pretty much straight down. Yeah, so it is.
3/4 of a mile. It's that?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's really steep initially, and you're pretty much riding right on the ridge. There's not like
I'm
a
glad we
lot
threw
of,
it in without scoping it out. That's always a good call.
not a lot of trail.
So pretty though.
You want to go into me too?
No. I mean, I will maybe later, but I gotta capture some of this.
Alright, good.
And poles might be a good idea for this one. All right, so I got to bring the chainsaw down this one too, huh?
Yeah.
At least at the top. Yep. Aren't the downhills where you're supposed to make up the time?
Not on this course.
Nope, not on this thing.
Those shoes are gonna be melting.
You got road shoes on?
Yeah, she does. Yeah, that was nasty. We got to Rim Road and she's like, I think I forgot to pack my trail shoes.
It's like a hookah party out here.
It's not a nice party. Yeah. I know, I wouldn't have been any better on it. I think it was a good idea not to. That's what I'm thinking.
This feels like going down Eldon Lookout almost.
Bigger boulders.
Maybe even worse.
Bigger boulders, this is more scree.
Ooh, you drew some blood, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, there.
Is it this way?
Like this the whole way down?
It's not a good time because this one gets a little more exposed so the sun's out. So at least you can do some jogging.
Yeah.
On course. Fine.
All right. All right, figured I should do a little check-in. It's been a little while. We just came off Promontory Point. I think that's what it's called. And it was very steep, very loose, and narrow, and amazing. It is really worthy of the monster. We're 21.3 miles right here with 3,000 feet of climbing in 5 hours, 15 minutes. So probably over halfway done. And very close to the Horton Creek aid station number 2. So as you can tell, it's gonna be quite a bit of time between aid stations. There will be opportunities at the top for crew, but if you're running without a crew, you have to make those aid station stops down at the aid stations below the rim. So keep that in mind, that it will be quite some time. There are some water sources out there. There was one couple climbing out of Sea Canyon, so just make sure you fill up. Oh, there we go. Woo!
I made it oopsie.
Yeah, we were thinking that maybe you were ahead, but I was kind of.
I found a great game trail
Oh yeah,
on accident.
that's funny.
All panned out. I saw kit bucks.
Nice, cool. I think we're almost to Horton, or the at least the trailhead.
Yeah, that was so much fun going down. I took the elk trail. I've done like every other step. I was just slipping.
Yeah.
Like completely out. I think I messed something up.
It's hard enough going slow to know where we're supposed to go. Can't imagine
4 miles to the back.
I think it's actually a little bit more. So I want to say to the actual spring it's 4, and then not
You
that.
still have to climb and then go over and then
Yeah.
go back down. Quite a ways.
Alright, we were going to pay 20.
That's it? To the top. Yeah, that sounds about right. This is a pretty nice trail, actually. We're on a 4-mile section of relatively mellow trail. It is gradually up the whole way to Horton. It's 4 miles from the aid station up to the springs, and then it's going to be a steep couple miles from there to the top. We got the creek right there, Horton.
Let's drive.
Yeah. I hear it. I am pretty hot.
I'm gonna dip my hat at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a little water on me. Good call.
We are climbing Horton Springs. Section's good. It's just a slow grinding hill. And then once you get up to the spring, it's pretty much straight up. So yeah, we've got about probably 3 miles before we get to the spring.
So I'll show you when we get up to the spring, but it's really safe to drink out of right from the source. I guess I'm going out on a limb saying that, but I've always drank right from it. You can always use a filter if you feel like it, but you can literally go up to like where it's coming out of the rock. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, I like this part because you can kind of hear the water as you're climbing up, which is pretty neat. Nice spot to cool off.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Okay, I think we're at Horton Spring. It's really only 3.5 miles from the aid station, FYI, not 4. This is the Highline Trail I'm on here. And here's the creek. So this is going to be some of the freshest water on the whole course. You can see it is so clear. And I'll show you where the source is coming from. All right, it literally comes out right here out of this rock. Got about 1,100 feet to climb up to the rim. Okay, we're nearing the top of Horton, I think. Fingers crossed, but it's yeah, rocky and loose and definitely steep, but the views are getting better and better and there's more of a breeze as we get higher up. The scenery is incredible, so definitely pretty awesome overall. This is our third climb of the day. There's one more to do, Myrtle. And once we get to the top, we've got to traverse on the rim road a bit, and then we'll drop down into Fish Hatchery. After that Fish Hatchery climb, you're just cruising the rim road for a few miles before the descent down to Fish Hatchery. All right, for those of you crewing in this section, we're gonna have dispersed crewing options. So a nice spot like this would be perfect. Pull over, carve out a spot, and crew your runner. Woo! Coconino National Forest. Sightgraves National Forest. For those of you who don't know, this race now travels through 3 different national forests. Apache Sightgraves, then Coconino, and also Tonto. Tonto is the portion below the rim up here, so that is new for this year.
Yeah, definitely
It's all
rocky. Yeah, it's very
There are a
technical.
lot of rocks.
Yeah.
All right, so where are we and what are we looking at here?
Babe Hot, right? So this is Babe Hot Trail.
Hot
We'll
trail,
be
29
descending-
miles in.
Yeah, descending into the fish hatchery. 29 miles in. Good
10,
times.
Yeah.
8.5 hours in.
Yeah.
It's no joke.
Is this where we make our plea to Noah?
What's the plea?
The plea is to extend the time. We need at least, I mean, at least add 10 hours. No, I'm just kidding.
40 sounds like a nice number. I think.
40 sounds good.
40 sounds pretty.
It sounds
like pretty
reasonable.
fair.
Yeah,
Like
that's what I was gonna say.
for dumping this course on the field.
Yeah, 2 extra climbs, right?
Yeah.
Just saying.
40.
Noah.
Close to the fish hatchery. You can see it right down there. And that puts us at 31.8 miles in 9 hours, 3 minutes thus far. All right, we're here at Fish Hatchery, where the aid station will be. We got in here just a little over 9 hours in at 32 miles. Tonto Creek Hatchery. And we're taking a few minutes, people getting some water. I didn't, and I might regret that, but the aid station will be in this lot. And then the High Line is right over here. We're taking the High Line all the way to Myrtle. That section can be pretty exposed. So I would say when you get to Fish Hatchery here at mile 30, 31, 32, definitely ice up, fill up, make sure you're hydrated before you leave here, because there probably may not be any water there all the way to the top of the climb. All right, this thundercloud over here is producing some rain for us. And even saw a couple pieces of hail. We'll see if that picks back up or not. Definitely cool things off, and they won't have to worry about this section being hot and exposed, but just goes to show you weather can change quickly out here. definitely want to be prepared with the right clothing and equipment. Give you guys a little update here. We are just shy of 40 miles in, 11:42. It's been a very challenging section. The ferns are very high. They're growing over the trail. And yeah, we're basically just wading through all the green ferns. And so, yeah, we're gonna have to mark that pretty well, obviously, but be mindful of this section here just before you get to the Myrtle turnoff to pay attention. I recommend having the route onto Gaia onto your phone and having extra battery, because without this we would have likely not been able to get back on track. It is really great. It can save your race. So I would say definitely get this loaded up prior to race day. And we're now heading back towards the Mogollon Rim. It's coming back into view. And we just gotta climb that bad boy one more time up the Myrtle Trail and we'll be done for the day. Long day, but good, a lot of fun. Heading up Myrtle, final climb of the day. Ready to be done?
Yeah, I can almost see the car. Off to the top.
Hoo-wee, just in time. Top of Myrtle. I've just got a little bit of a walk to the truck. This has been a wild day out here. Just look at this. It's truly an incredible place. I gotta do a little reflecting on the day out here, and it took us, I think, a lot longer than we expected. It looks a little longer than expected, so we got to address that before race day. I think I'm going to wrap up the video. Thank you guys for checking this out. Really appreciate it. If you want to support the channel, go check out. We've got some brand new Run Steep Get High merchandise over at Mountain Outpost. That is where all of our items are for sale, so check it out. We'll have the link in the description. Stay tuned for more content. It is truly a life-changing event and one to put on your bucket list for sure. Haven't been up here lately, and it's just such an incredible place. And this year with all the rain, it is so green and lush. It's wild. All right, see you later.